Cassian is back! Cassian is back, guys. Cassian's wings are whole, repaired and strong. Oh my god. Azriel is also here! And Cassian said, I suggest you drop my lady. Oh my god. Rezen is back! Also, Moore and Emran also. Oh my god, we got our first mate, my mate sentence. Let's see how many times this gets repeated. Okay, hi. So I haven't been updating, but I'm actually quite far into A Court of Wings and Ruins. So I am this much in, so only this much left. I was actually quite bored of the book until like maybe chapter 30 and 20s to like chapter 30 around there. Okay, so we started off with Feyre in Spring Court, and that part was okay. It was quite interesting because she was trying to take down the Spring Court from within, and she manipulated Tamlin into thinking that she had something going on with Lucien, which I didn't like because Lucien is her friend. Despite like the betrayal and everything, I don't think Lucien did as bad for her enough until like to the extent of justifying her manipulation of Lucien to Tamlin. But she did it, and she also got her revenge on Iante before she left, and I thought that was okay. She brought Lucien along with her to the Night Court, and then she reunited with Rhys, and Lucien was like, oh, what is this? Because to everybody else, the Court of Nightmares is like a very brutal place. But then he realizes that, oh, there is Velaris, Rhys is not who he portrays in the Court of Nightmares. There's also a whole plot point of how Lucien and Elaine are mates. I actually kind of like their slow burn, even though I still don't forgive Elaine for what she did to Feyre in for being like the negligent sister. She's older, but she depended on Feyre. I do not like Nesta. So Nesta and Elaine were both turned into High Fae after the end of book 2, and Nesta and Elaine both have special powers. Nesta took something from the cauldron such that she can detect where the cauldron is, whereas Elaine is now a seer. Or is it a seer? I don't know. So they're all special. Nesta and Cassian have a thing, though they are not explicitly mates. So like this whole half was just them preparing for the battle. Maybe like this part was her undermining the Spring Court, then this part was preparing for battle. They had this whole discussion of trying to gather all the High Lords to discuss whether they can combine forces to fight against Hybern. Then Tamlin came and he was like, how are you so sure that we can trust Rhys and gang? Because he stole my bride, which is Feyre. And then he like proceeded to humiliate Feyre in front of all the High Lords, and I was like, how can you do this to her? So Tamlin was claiming that he was actually on their side, and he pretended to be on Hybern's side so they can get all the plans and everything, which she brought to the meeting. Then Feyre in that meeting also revealed that she had powers from every High Lord. She accidentally revealed it, and then she managed to convince them to join forces, except Tamlin then went back to Hybern. So I think Tamlin is still the evil guy. And then also Jurian suddenly reappeared somewhere in the later half, and then he's saying that he is on the good side, and he let Rhys and Feyre look into his mind and confirmed that he was speaking the truth. So he really was on their side. He was just pretending to be evil like what Tamlin proclaimed, but Jurian is actually telling the truth. And then now they're just engaging in war, and they're just like trying to gather forces, gather troops to fight against Hybern. Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. Lucien disappeared again. He went to hunt down the last mortal queen because there were 6. The last one was like claimed to be sick, but actually she's not, she was captured. So, and apparently she is of some help, so Lucien went to find her. We also saw the Suriel and the Carver and the Weaver. So the Weaver was like a very brief moment. The Carver, they tried to get the Carver on their side, like Rhys and Feyre, but the Carver wanted the Ouroboros, which is like a mirror that can see into everything. But it's very hard to get because you look into it and it might break your mind. So then she changed tactics, Feyre changed tactics and tried to employ this creature underneath Rhys's library. And that creature only wanted a window in at the top of the library so that the creature could see the night, the sun and the stars, which was an easier thing to do. So they got that creature on their side. I think it's called Bryaxis, I don't know, but yeah. Oh, the Suriel also appeared. Yeah, I talked about that. Suriel appeared to give Feyre information again. I feel like the Suriel is like the author using the Suriel to just plant information whenever it's required. Like we had the Suriel telling Feyre that Rhys and her are mates. Like just key information lor. It was revealed in this meeting that when the Suriel told Feyre to stay with the High Lord in book 1,
the Suryo meant Reese and not Tamlin. So yeah, the Suryo also died, which is quite sad because I think I saw a meme that was like the Suryo has all the tea, right? Just a very cute-ish character, even though it's portrayed appearance-wise as not cute. He managed to give her quite a bit of information, and he also was telling her as the Suryo died to leave the world a better place than when you first found it and things like that. And then he was like, you were kind to me, so I was kind to you, that kind of thing. It's like quite sad, a death. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I am starting to get tired. So I don't know if I will read the next 2 books. I don't want to read Nesta's book because I don't like Nesta, but I do like Cassian, but I don't like Nesta. And then I think A Court of Frost and Starlight is on Elaine and Lucian's story. Maybe I'll read that because it's like a little bit thinner. And combined with this vlog, I don't know, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
The cauldron lured Elaine away, using Grayson, which was her mortal betrothed. Finally, something exciting. Oh my god. Sorry, I don't know. I just think this part is damn cringe, okay? So basically, she disguised herself as Iante. She glammed herself so that she can walk in and take Elaine back. Then Reese was like, do not get distracted, do not linger, you are a warrior and warriors know when to pick their fights. I nodded, our breath mingling. He growled, they took what is ours and we do not allow those crimes to go unpunished. His power rippled and swirled around me. You do not fear, Reese breathed, you do not falter, you do not yield, you go in, you get hurt and you come out again. I nodded again, holding his stare. Remember that you are a wolf and you cannot be caged. I forgot to say this, but there were a lot of times when they were asking questions, but it just like ended in full stops or like just commas, and I was just like, okay, I cannot. It's like, what army, full stop. I don't know, it's just I cannot. Wait, Tamlin just saved Feyre in the camp. Like he went back to Highburn, right? Then they were trying to get away. Asriel carrying Elaine and another girl, children of the blessed, and then Feyre was trying to get away herself. Then like before they could make it, creatures came and suddenly Tamlin appeared and like tore into those creatures. So Tamlin was good all this time. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait, I cannot stop. Like Nesta came to discover them, like they came back, right? And then Nesta went to hug Feyre first and then she was like, thank you. Oh my god. I am almost done. But the carver died. Oh my god. So basically, the carver, the weaver, and Bryaxis were unleashed on Highburn soldiers, and then Highburn used the cauldron and eliminated the carver. He's gone, he's gone. I knew Miriam and Dracon would bring their soldiers here to save the day. I knew it. Lucian finally came back and he found Vesa, who they brought their own soldiers also. Oh my god! Oh wait, it's not Lucian. Okay, I'm gonna turn the page and see who it was. He calls himself the Prince of Merchants. Oh my god! Do you see my goosebumps? Okay, can't see anything. But their father, oh my god! He apparently discovered the human queens were traitors months ago and has been gathering an independent human army to face Highburn ever since. And he found Vesa, and together they rallied the army. He told me that he's got 3 daughters who live here and that he failed them for many years, but he will not fail them this time. He named his 3 personal ships after them. The Feyre, the Elaine, the Nesta. Oh my god! Oh, that was good, that was good. The queen has wings. The mortal... She's free? I don't know what's happening, bro. Stop! The king, Highburn, just walked up to the weaver, took her face in his hands faster than she could move and snapped her neck. Then threw her body down the hill to 2 naga hounds snarling at the foot of the hill. They are portrayed as like such creatures, difficult to kill. Then they were just killed so easily by Highburn. Oh my god. Oh my god. Highburn just killed their father. Oh my god. They didn't even get to like talk much. Oh my god. Wait. Cassian just kissed Nesta because like I think he's gonna die. Oh, but then Elaine used the truth teller to break through the king's throat. Damn. Okay. Oh my god, Amran is going to be unbinded from her body. She was binded to her current body, and then the spell that the Surya gave to Amran through Feyre was an unbinding spell. So she's gonna disappear also, so she can demolish Hyben's armies, but she won't recognize Rhys and everybody else, and then she will fade away, I think. Oh my god, okay, and then after that, Feyre used Rhys's powers to remake the cauldron because it was like broken and leaking out into the world and going to like destroy the world. Then afterwards she remade the cauldron. Rhys died. So then she was like going crazy and asking all the High Lords to do the same thing that they did for her when she died in the end of acowar. So then they all put together their powers, including herself, and then he came back. And then the surprising thing for me was that Amran also came back. So Rhys reached out to Amran before she went over, before the cauldron sealed, and asked her if she wanted to come back. And she did. But she came back as a mortal. So she's a mortal now. I think she prefers that actually. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, let me close out this video with A Court of Wings and Rowan. So honestly, right, I wasn't as captivated as I was when reading the second book, or even the first book actually. Like the first book was like intrigue and everything, but then the second book it was even better. But I feel like this one I didn't really enjoy it as much. Because, as I mentioned, the whole front part was all about the war and everything, which I am not super a fan of. Like, they were building and preparing for the war. Then when the war actually happened, then that's when things started to get a bit more interesting. Because you see, like, who comes to help and who is not on their side and things like that. We did get a happy ending. Like, no major characters died. The Carver, the Weaver, and their dad died. The Surya also died. But all the main characters are alive, even Amran. And she is not a mortal, she is high fae. We also met the sixth mortal queen, Vesa, who is a firebird by day and human by night, or the other way around. I don't remember which was the order. So yeah, we ended off with them trying to renegotiate the terms of the treaty, and it's like making progress. And then I think that's how it just ended. It ended off with Feyre and Rhys flying off into the horizon. Okay, not into the horizon, it's just like them going on a joyride together, and they're just like full of hope and everything. Like they have time to enjoy each other's presence and things like that. We don't get an answer for what happens to Cassian and Nessa, what happens to Asriel, and what happens to Lucian and Elaine, or Morgan actually. So it's just the war ends, they won the war, and things go on. And that being said, I don't think I'm gonna continue reading the series. Like, I'm just stopping here because I think A Court of Frost and Starlight is just like a novella for like Christmas, I think. And then A Court of Silver Flames is just Cassian and Nesta's story. And I do not like Nesta enough to want to read that book. That book is so thick also. So yeah, I don't think I'll be going there. So I will just say that I completed the first 3 books of this series, which I think it was like what it originally was. Like, those other books were added on. I heard that acowar 6 to 8 is coming out as well. So maybe when the time comes, I will be more compelled to read it. But for now, I don't have the desire to. So I'm just gonna stop here. There were some parts that I was more excited by, like particularly the war part, or like when Hyben was attacking and things like that. But I do feel like Throne of Glass is better than acowar, like the series in general, which makes sense, right? Because chronologically, this came out first. I also thought it was quite similar in that they both end the last book with like a huge war scene, and then like the people that support her show up and give you goosebumps, that kind of thing. My final rating, I think I ended up with 3 stars as my rating. Yes, I gave it 3 stars. So yeah, that's all for this 3-part reading vlog. and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel to see more of such content. I hope you're having a great day or a great week wherever you're watching. Remember to stay hydrated, and I'll see you soon in my next video. And also, if you have any other books that you want me to document my reading experience, please let me know also. Yeah, thank you. Bye.